friends, and today's art lesson we're going to be talking about reflections. All right, in nature, when we see reflections, I have my computer right here, and we're going to talk first about horizons. Now, a horizon is a line, all right, that's usually the edge of the earth, where the sky and the earth touch. But in this situation, the horizon's a bit different because we have mountains and trees in the background. But today we're just focusing on reflections. Now, we're gonna have this line be our makeshift horizon today. And to draw this, what you're going to do is you're going to take a white piece of paper. And I don't want to use a ruler for my line. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to fold it hot dog style. And that way I have a line that's already down the center of my paper and I don't have to measure it and it's already straight. So I'm going to take a pencil. I have my little makeshift desk down here, so I'll probably do a lot of stuff below the camera, but that's okay because you're just going to draw a line on that crease that you made and it'll look like this. Okay, so this line is going to be this line right here for your reflections. Now, for this picture, I used it because it has a perfect reflection in this lake and river that you see right here. All right, and it's very crystal clear, so that's why I chose the photo on Google. Now, you guys will get to draw whatever you want when it comes to your reflection. We're going to get more into this as we learn about a new artist. I forget his name, but it doesn't matter. There is a point to why we're studying this. And today, I just want to introduce it to you by you drawing your own reflection. Now, it doesn't have to be exactly like the photo, but here's what I want to see. I want to see mountains and trees, and I want an accurate looking reflection. Now, here is how we're going to do that, how you can check, all right? Sometimes I like to turn my paper this way just to show you. So first, I'm going to draw a mountain. Let's see if I can hold this up so you can see what I'm doing. All right, I'm going to take my paper, and I'm going to just draw just a mountain shape, okay, like that. Now, to make sure that I get an accurate reflection, I can turn it this way just a little bit, and I'm going to do the opposite of what I did. So if I'm going down here, I'm going to do the opposite, all right? And it's not going to be perfect. I'm doing this kind of one-handed, holding up my... And then make sure your lines touch. Okay, so notice the spacing. If there's a space right here, it's going to be equal amount of space. All right, the point down here should be able to match here. You don't need to draw a line, but I'm just making sure that if I were to take my paper, all right, and if I were to fold it in half, those lines would touch each other. Not perfect, but notice how the lines touch. Now, one thing you should avoid, this is what I don't want to see, I already did this before, is this. Sometimes when we look at reflections, we draw our mountains and we keep on going. We don't want to do that because if I were to fold this in half, do my lines touch? No. That line goes over here, whereas this one goes over here. So if you were to take your paper and fold it in half, that's what a reflection is. It should be able to touch. It's like the opposite. Okay, and so if I were to draw a tree, all right, I'll just do one down here real fast. Okay, so I put my line here. That means my line should go down here. Oops, let me just... I'm looking for my living room today, so it's a little different. I'm using my table in my makeshift studio, and in fact, I'm doing a reflection painting in there, so I will show you exactly what I'm doing, and it's actually kind of cool. So notice how my horizon, all my lines are touching. They're gonna meet on that line. So I'm going to do maybe a pine tree like this, all right? And then I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm going to leave this space here. I'm going to do the same amount of space. And then I'm going to go, that's the bottom, and do the opposite. If I needed to turn my paper upside down, it should look the exact same as the bottom. Like that. They should look the same. All right, so that's your challenge today. I want you to draw some mountains and some trees. The bottom is going to be your lake and the top will be your sky. And color it, make it look pretty, make it look nice. And I will now show you the project I'm working on. So you guys get a little bit of a tour of my house, kind of. Normally this is where my dining room goes. We have my table, but I moved it in here because this is the painting I'm working on. So this is going to actually have boats. I'm going to show you this painting later because when it's finished, it's going to highlight an artist, again, whose name I can't remember right now, but when we get to that unit, I will show you more. But notice how in my sky and my ocean, that's what it is, I'm using the colors as the reflection down here. I tried to match the colors. Water is gonna look a little bit different because there's a little bit of waves, and this is my horizon, but that's just going to introduce you to our next unit. So go ahead and work on your reflections. I'll even say hello. And I'm hoping you have a great Monday. Bye.